My name is Sarah Samaru, and today I'll be doing the MCC reading placement exam. Is eyewitness testimony too unreliable to trust? Are eyewitnesses reliable? They are mistaken far more often than people think. Every year, more than 75,000 eyewitnesses identify criminal suspects in the US, and studies suggest that as many as a third of them are wrong. Mistaken eyewitness helped convict three-quarters of the 273 people who have been freed from U.S. prisons on DNA evidence presented by the Innocence Project, a nonprofit legal organization that challenges dubious prosecutions. After a comprehensive 2 year study of eyewitness testimony, the New Jersey Supreme Court concluded that it often leads to false identifications and recently ordered new rules on how such testimony is treated in the courtroom. Other states are moving in the same direction, and this week the US Supreme Court will hear a case that may result in the first federal clarification on the use of eyewitnesses in 34 years. Paragraph 2. Why are so many eyewitnesses mistaken? Human memory is fragile and malleable. More than 2,000 studies on eyewitnesses in recent decades have determined that recollections are prone to decay, distortion, and suggestion. Honest, well meaning people often simply misremember or misreport what they have seen. In one 1974 experiment, for example, more than 2,000 people were shown a 13-second video clip of a mugging, followed by a six-man lineup. Just 14% of viewers correctly identified the perpetrator. Oops. A success rate lower than that of random guessing. In a 1999 study, 150 college students watched videos of a shooting and then of a five-man lineup. Every one of them identified a suspect, even though the culprit was not pictured. Factors such as fear, poor lighting, the presence of a weapon during a crime, and the passage of time have all been shown to cause mistakes in identification, even when the witnesses is the victim of the crime. Witnesses are particularly inaccurate, studies show, when asked to remember the facial features of someone of a different race. So that's the first two paragraphs. I'm now going to move on to the questions. So, one, in your own words, state the main idea of this reading. Be sure to explain the argument being made here. The main idea of this excerpt is to raise awareness about the unreliability of eyewitnesses. The main argument is that time and time again, it has been proven that we cannot rely on eyewitnesses accounts to determine the innocence of a person. With the development of forensic science and DNA testing, there have been a great number of innocent people that have been exonerated. This proves that eyewitnesses' accounts can be flawed. There was also a study that was conducted that showed that you have a better chance of guessing who the attacker was than an eyewitness account. I also believe that the author's purpose is to let this be known so that maybe someday an outdated law can be updated to accommodate the right circumstances on when an eyewitness account is to be used, or maybe he wishes to eradicate it completely. 2. Identify the three most powerful examples that the author uses to support his arguments, and explain what makes these examples so effective. What I think were the three most powerful examples were: 1, the statistics of how many people are put away due to eyewitnesses' accounts and how they were freed after DNA testing. 2, the experiment that was conducted where the video clip was shown of a mugging and from the viewers only 14% was correct of who the mugger was, and also the fact that you had a better success rate if you tried guessing. 3, Jennifer Thompson's story. This showed that even though she concentrated on the perpetrator's face so that she can remember what he looked like, in the end she was wrong. These examples are very effective because they are based on reality and also because they are extreme. 3. Do you agree with the author's message? why or why not, be sure to explain using evidence from the reading. Before reading this, I never really thought much about the reliability of eyewitnesses. But after reading this, I am inclined to agree with the author. If someone who was raped and vowed that they stared their rapist in their eyes, trying to remember his every feature, could then be wrong about his identity not once or twice, but three times, then who's to say that someone standing 5 feet away or two buildings away are accurate in their own identification? Considering also that I have a better chance at guessing who a killer is than using an eyewitness account, then maybe we should all just guess who the perpetrators are, so we would be putting away fewer innocent people. The author also did well in identifying that there are a lot of factors that come to play when identifying someone. We need to ensure that there is proper lighting, how long they looked at them, and also the memory fallibility. So those are the answers to my questions. That's it. Thank you.